Okay.
Good evening and welcome again to the 30-day mental diet. I want to thank you for tuning in and taking time out of your busy schedule to tune in to this week's 30-day mental diet. Today we are on day number 23. I want to apologize for yesterday's videos. Number 22, day 22 went up very late yesterday. If you have not watch day number 22. Why are you here? Go back and watch day number 22 and then come over to day number 23. Because in the next couple of days, we are dealing with your thoughts and your health. We're talking strictly about health, all these topics. And yesterday, day number 22, is the introductory lesson, and we're going deeper into the lesson today. Today's lesson is titled, Learn to Avoid Stress and Anxiety. And the subheading says, You create your problems. So it's very interesting. So let's read the introduction together. Today's living seems to be filled with stress, anxiety, and pressure. Everybody, in one way or another, apparently suffers from being alive in our present civilization. Although the causes of such conditions may exist in the world about you, you alone determine how you're going to react to them. You have the privilege of allowing conditions around you to become the cause of problems within you or to rise above them. This is a statement that we hear all the time. It is not what life throws at you, it's how you react to what life throws at you. The scripture says that from the Christ, in this world you shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer because I have overcome the world. This is the Christ speaking. Now, because the Christ was able to overcome the world, you are also able to overcome any hardship that you encounter in the world. It's all your attitude and how you react to the difficulties that come your way. Let's move on. Mind and body. It has been ascertained that the mental reactions you have to condition about you are responsible for specific bodily reactions. The longer a sustained adverse mental reaction is maintained, the more severe will become the body's reaction. And eventually, you will find yourself with a serious health problem. In other words, your sustained negative mental attitudes can and do become tangible as diseases. Now, the thought here is put out that if you sustain a constant negative mental attitude, it will manifest in your body in some sort of disease. Now, we're going to go about and try to see if this is a true statement, because your thoughts really do manifest out in your body. But let's read on. Let's see what's said here. The body has no choice but to correspond in nature and function to the quality of your thoughts and emotions. Now, remember before in previous lessons, I have repeatedly said to you that any thought that you hold in your mind with a strong emotion, and if you hold that constant state of mind with a strong emotion, first cause is always mental. And because first cause is always mental, when you have a negative thought in your mind, it is also a seed. It is a cause, and it has to go out in the world and create in your world. No one is exempt. If there's one thing you cannot do, it is to divorce your body from the body of your thought. Simple illustrations of the way the heart beats faster as a result of a sense of fear, the way the stomach becomes upset with feelings of hate, and the manner in which the intestines behave with emotional extremes, all point out the unity of your being. So this is a interesting thought now. If you are in love, you feel it within your body. If you hate something, you also manifest those things in your body. Some people hold on to stress for a long time within their mind, and it manifests as an ulcer in their stomach or somewhere else in their body. Some people hold back regrets. All these things, these constant thoughts that are negative thoughts, negative emotions, must manifest themselves someplace, and they usually manifest themselves within the body. Simple thing, a person that's under a great deal of stress, their hair start to fall out. So the body is reacting to outside stimuli. No one is pulling out the hair, but the stress, the thoughts, the negative thoughts that are constantly being dwelled upon, it causes the person to lose their hair. Or maybe it could become gray. Let's move on. In the same paragraph, no one is exempt at the bottom. All too often, extreme damage could be done before you realize the detrimental nature of the negative mental sprees you may indulge in. So sometimes we do like to simmer on certain things. Someone said something to us and we just can't let it go. Somebody cut us off on the road and we simmer on this negative mental spree, and it manifests from one thing to another thing to another thing. Someone did us something wrong. Did something wrong to us. Someone broke our heart and we cannot let it go. But we don't realize by not letting go of these negative thoughts, we are only damaging our own body. If you have a certain ailment in your body and you are a healthy person, for some reason you can't figure out where did this ailment come, think back and say, have I been harboring anything negative within my heart and within my mind? Was I going through some type of mental trauma that may have manifested as this dis-ease within my body? Let's move on. Don't stop living. You have to learn to keep things in their proper places. If you let an external problem develop into an internal problem of an ulcer, you have gained nothing. But you now have two problems instead of one. The answer is not a matter of avoiding life, but of dealing with it in a healthy manner. Let's move to the next paragraph. The place for problems. The problems you encounter in your daily experience are external to you. Leave them there. You can deal with them much better if they are out there where you can see them. Properly appraise them and determine the adequate course of action. Now, I'm going to give you a thought and an idea and a plan on how to deal with problems and how to not hold them in. One of the things I do is if I have a problem, I write it down. And you too should write down the problem. And when you write down the problem, if an idea comes as a solution or an option, just write it down also on a piece of paper or in a little book or a journal and leave it there. When you write it on the external, it is outside of you. It is no longer in your head taking up space and causing confusion and negative thoughts. One of the things you can also do, everyone has phones and tablets and computers. You can download what's called a mind map. A mind map is a program that's used, a very simple program that's used by most companies and teams to solve problems. They also to reach goals. They may have a goal or a problem that they're looking to tackle, and they'll write it at the center. And every single idea to tackle that problem, they write it as branches. Look it up when you get a chance. Look on the internet. Just search out mind maps. And if you learn to mind map, you will take the problems from out of your mind and put it outside of you, whether it be on your tablet, your phone, your computer, or on a piece of paper. And you will find yourself will have less stress in your life. Just an idea that I think you should look it up. There's a program called Simple Mind, but there's many more. Look it up and learn to use a mind map, and you'll find that you will conquer a lot of your goals and also a lot of your problems much more easily and with less stress. Let's move forward, and I'm at the last paragraph. Work with yourself. The ability to live a normal, healthy life without the adverse influences of destructive emotional reactions rests in what you can do about the way you think. To properly face a problem situation, you must first face yourself. So this is the question you have to ask yourself, folks. Am I thinking properly? I hurt myself one day playing basketball, and I hurt myself bad. I had to go to the hospital. And my friend, a couple of days later, when he saw me, he said, "Carl, I don't understand. What were you thinking?" And sometimes we do things in life, and people turn to us and said, "What were you thinking? Are you thinking right?" This is the question you have to ask yourself. You don't have to give the answer to me. How is your thinking? Sometimes you have to change the pattern of your thinking in order for you to get a different result. Let's move on. Enjoyable living. If you can come to accept that mind, in its infinite wisdom, knows what to do about the situation in which you are involved, that you are rightly guided and directed in what you do and say relative to it. So one of the things you have to recognize is that God knows the answer to your situation. He will properly guide you and direct you in the ways you should go. And this is one of the reasons I've constantly said to you over and over during the 30-day mental diet, take time in the morning when you first wake and before you go to bed. Close your eyes. Take a 15-minute meditation. Close your eyes. Take time to visualize and create the outcome that you're seeking. And the ways and the means will come to you during your waking hours. Let's go on down to the scripture. It says, "Whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith." So you have to have faith in God. Once you have faith in God and know that God is going to rightly guide you to the solutions that you're seeking, your anxiety goes away, because you no longer have to seek for the answer. You know the answer is coming to you, and your full faith and trust is in God. Let's read the diet together. This is a wonderful diet. I've said it several times today, and let this diet resonate within your heart and within your mind. I face life with calm assurance, a feeling of strength and security that enables me to discover a newfound joy. Gone are the damaging stresses, anxieties, and pressures I formerly experienced. For I know that the life that is at the center of my being knows nothing of these things, and it now guides and directs me in all that I do. Mental turmoil, emotional imbalance, and physical disturbances cease to be part of my experience, for I know them to be no part of God, whose life I now accept as my life. I handle all things that need to be taken care of in an enthusiastic manner that is creative and good. All that is to be done in my daily life, I do with ease and joy, with confidence. I know that God, to whom all things are known, makes known to me the proper thing to do at the proper time. I do not avoid living, but enter into living more enthusiastically. For I know that the more I express life, the more it expresses itself in wholeness and completeness in me. I start to live anew, new in mind, new in feeling, and new in body. What a wonderful affirmation. What a wonderful thought that we are starting with a new mind, new feelings, and that's going to create a new body in us. I really look forward to hearing your comments today. If you like our video, give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when the next video goes up. And I'll see you again tomorrow on the 30-Day Mental Diet.